You look like your breath stinks today, but whatever. Let me ask you this. Men are supposed to be the leaders, the head of household, the provider. Yet every chance you get, you are choosing to question said person's judgment and decision making. But this is the man you chose to lead your home, correct? So you need to understand something. A man cannot efficiently lead if you not are allowing him to lead. We as women are constantly asking for the world, but once we get it, we're incapable of receiving it. Listen, men are very, very simple. But we as women are choosing to overcomplicate things that don't even need to be all that. Nobody wants to deal with somebody for the long term that is constantly nitpicking and micromanaging and second guessing and re-questioning. It's unhealthy and it's also unfair. At some point, we have to acknowledge that we are also part of the fucking problem. So let me ask you this, sis. Do you want to be the man or you want to keep him?
Sheesh. What's good, everybody? So, Miss Amira Janae here. Lovely woman, okay? And I went through her page and I went through her platform just to really scope this woman's mindset. The titties, this beautiful woman here, lovely woman here, beautiful mindset, and the titties. But no, the topic here, very well on point, 100%. When it comes to women who want to lead in a relationship, who are always the one to take the leadership role, always trying to manage their man in terms of like manipulating him, always trying to be the one to make decisions, always being the one to be insecure and also nag him, and also, you know, if he makes a decision, you go against the decision. No, this is how we're going to do it, type of thing. Don't know how to negotiate. Your communication skills are ass. Nobody wants to be around you. Nobody really likes you like that. Every time that you're getting in a disagreement, you just shift it off. Ma'am, and you expect to find a husband like that. Lord have mercy. I don't understand it. You have women out here who want a man and won't do what is necessary to keep a man. They want to play the role of a masculine figure. They tell you that they need to have a secure place to be feminine, so they have no choice but to be masculine, and then expect them walking in their masculinity in this world to attract men who want feminine women. That does not add up. If I'm looking for Star Wars equipment, Star Wars collection, action figures and stuff like that, and I go to a place that just have nothing but the opposite of that, I'm going to leave that store or that area and find somewhere where I can find Star Wars collection equipment. But these women are giving mixed signals and are complaining about the results. It's like somebody who's going to work out maybe 2 times a week and not looking at what they're putting in their body, not drinking their water, not going to sleep on time, not even putting in the full effort even when they do work out, and then keep looking in the mirror and wondering why they keep gaining weight, why their belly keeps getting big, why they keep getting fatter. Because you haven't put in the work. You haven't done the necessary change in order for you to get the results that you desire. And for some reason, these women feel like the world should be handed to them just because they have a vagina. They feel like that the world should be given to them. You can't tell them no. They hate rejection. They hate holding themselves accountable. But they deserve the world because they're women. Will not change for a man. Will not compromise for a man. Will not submit to a man. But they're going to be there on time for work. When they have a complaint with Amazon, they're going to get all, hi, hello, hey, I just have a little complaint here. You said you was going to send my package today and it didn't come today. I was just wondering what was the situation with that. But the moment your man slips up, he don't hear the end of it. You go to bed nagging him. You wake up nagging him. Anytime that he tries to do right, you just put it back in his face again.
Okay, you right. I'm gonna start doing better. Yeah, okay. You said that last time.
No motivation. At that point, he has no intent or motivation to do better. No intent. And when he keeps getting in this pattern, in this cycle, you keep putting it back on him. He keeps going deeper and diving deeper into his habit. You ain't even helping him. You're not even going to help him be a little bit more organized or help him. You know what? I see you have this issue and that's okay. You know, and I know you try to do your best. I know you try to do this. Let me help you out. You know what? I have this scheduling idea. I have this plan out. I have this calendar. You know what? You should start journaling. We can do this together. And maybe he'll be more open to start doing better. But you just keep putting it back in his face. You keep telling him what he's doing wrong. Anytime he has an idea, you just shun it off like it's nothing in the world and it's not going to work out. A woman is supposed to be a man's inspiration. She's supposed to be the spark in this man's life, the generator, his support system. If a man comes home every day and doesn't have a support system, how can he be motivated to be the man that he's supposed to be in this world? So you want security, you want provision, you want good D, you want the intimacy, but you're not willing to change to receive those things. Maybe you're not attracting those things in your life because you don't deserve those things in your life. Maybe because these men already know what you about from the way that you walk, from the way that you just move in life. They can look at you, and not just about the way you dress. There's just a certain feel when it comes to certain women where we're just like, nah, let me keep it moving. Everything from the way that you say hello, everything from the way that you look at somebody, from the way that you take something. Literally, a man can instantly get it. When a man tell you hello and how you doing and he holds the door for you and you say, thank you, baby. The tone of your voice, a man instantly like that, he already recognizes your personality. He recognizes your character. He knows what you stand for and who you are. Listen, you could be out here walking, and I'm going to be extreme, like Sukihana. You could be out here walking like a hoochie mama, but just because you have that tone in your voice, just because you know how to talk to a man, you know how to treat a man, you know what it takes for a man to be a man. You have the inspiration, you have the spark, you have the literal power, the anointing to turn a man into a god. You could be, I'm telling you, you could be out here looking like a hoochie mama, whatever the case is. But because you have the spirit, everything else, he can surpass that. He can look beyond that. And see, this is when we get into spiritual matters, when it concerns the basis of these type of topics. But you're not willing to change. You are too stubborn to change for a man. You're too stubborn to be quiet when the conversation is lasting longer than it needs to be. You're too stubborn to be quiet when you can obviously see he's being stressed out. He's not communicating the best way that he should in the moment because he's stressed about 1, 2, and 3. You keep telling him things that he even more so overthinks when he goes to sleep at night. All these things. And yet you want a real man. You want a good man. You don't know how to treat a good man. You don't know how to talk to a good man. You talk to men like they're boys. You talk to men like they're inferior to you, and then expect a man to be your superior. You expect the man to take the lead, to provide, but you're not willing to get in alignment. You're not willing to take demands. You're not willing for the man to be in control because you've always been in control. You've always been the one to tell people what to do. But then when you run into a real one, it hits the fan, don't it? And when that good man understands his value and his worth, he's not going to put up with your BS. It takes one argument. It takes one ad hominem. That man's going to go. He's going to go where another woman recognizes his worth because he's high value. And high value has nothing to do with finance. We're talking about on a spiritual, emotional, and mental basis. And a man who is spiritually, emotionally, and mentally high value, everything will come into formation in the physical. But because of whether it's the way that you was raised up or it's your echo chamber with your girlfriends, you don't want to compromise. Whether it's your ego or it's your arrogance or it's your narcissism, you don't want to do what is necessary for you to actually be a feminine woman. You've fed into the hoopla that they have given you. And now you sit here, you complain, you whine, you cry, you groan and you moan about how you can't find a good man, about how the dating pool is messed up. And meanwhile, you haven't taken the necessary time to look in the mirror and be like, damn, do a man really want me? Think about the past men that you've been with. Think about the men that you've had conversations with. Think about how you used to treat the men in your life. Put aside your ego. Put aside, oh, he was in the wrong and he should this and he should have did that. But what did you say to this man? How would you deal with these type of arguments, even if they happen back to back? Were you always the one starting arguments? Were you always the one trying to start something with him? Is there a reason why he stopped unveiling stuff to you? He stopped showing affection and emotions to you? Was there something that happened? Could you, as much as women like to just bring up old stuff, just go back into that database and really think back on what did you say to a man for him to want to shut you out from his life? You want to say every man that you've been with, every man, he always say this about me, every man is. Well, have you taken the necessary time to analyze yourself? Because you just might not be shit. If you want a good man, you're going to have to compromise. If you want a good man, you're going to have to learn how to submit. You're going to learn how to be quiet. You're going to learn how to have a big happy smile on your face and talk to him like he is royalty. That's what it takes. And inspire him. Motivate him. A man should not have to feel like you doubt him. A man shouldn't have to feel that when he comes to you with something or comes to you with an idea or when he confesses something to you, that he's going to feel judged, that he's going to feel escalated. A man shouldn't have to feel heartbroken every time that he comes to you about something that he might feel personally insecure about, that he might come to you for counseling. He might come to you for a form of direction. He might let you in, like, I really don't know how to go about this certain situation. And it takes the spark that you have. It takes the feminine energy that you have for him to get back in direction. It takes your counseling. It takes your divine feminine power for him to get back in formation. You'd be like, you know what? You're right. You ever hear a woman uplift a man before? It's the most beautiful thing in the world. Civilizations were built. When you study African civilizations were built because of the inspiration of their wives, because of the inspirations of the women that they loved in their life.
But first I want to say something to the ladies in the audience. I want you ladies to understand that African women, and you're the genetic reproductions of our mother, were considered the most beautiful women on the planet for thousands of years by all of the civilized people of the world. The Greeks thought so much of your beauty that they named 2 star constellations after you, Andromeda and Cassiopeia, the two most beautiful star constellations that are in heaven. They say that they have all of the beauty of the setting sun, hair which is alive, and a figure incomparable even today. So I don't want you to think that just because we went through 400 years of horror where they were saying you were ugly, that you believe that.
Women were held up on such a high stature that in Kemen, a man could not be king unless he goes through the counseling of his mother or the counseling of the women. He had to have a good relationship with the women, otherwise he was not fit to be king. It was through the divine feminine that he was anointed to be king. It was through the divine feminine that men were anointed to be teachers, warriors, high counselors, high priests. So that's all it takes is just the divine spark that the woman has for a man to create civilization, for a man to create monuments in your name, to build the house that you can turn into a home, to hunt for the food that you can turn into a meal. But you're not willing to play your part. You're not willing to hold yourself accountable. You're not willing to play your role, to submit, to counsel, to inspire, to nurture, to be a companion. Feminism have taught you that to be the companion, to be the generator of the household, to be the glue that sticks, to be the nurturer, to be a mother, to be feminine, to be a woman is inferior. It's something to look down upon. So then they have you believe anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. And then what happens? You become miserable. You become stressed. You become masculine. You become lonely. And for what? For independence. It's beyond me. But y'all let me know how y'all personally feel about this respectfully in the comment section below. Alright? Hopefully you enjoyed this lovely analog or I guess you can call it analog. It's just me. The monologue, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully you enjoyed this beautiful analysis and breakdown that I have given to you. All that good stuff, all right? All that juice. Don't forget to like the video, share this with a friend or two. And before you go, all right, don't hit the close button yet. All right, we have another video right here concerning the basis of beautiful feminine energy. Don't want to miss that one. All right, till next time. We out.
At some point, we have to acknowledge that we are also part of the fucking problem. So let me ask you this, sis. Do you want to be the man or you want to keep him?